Hi, it's Linda Jane Green here at the Capitol building of Boise, Idaho. I just wanted to spend a little time with you, and I wanted to express my appreciation for the fact that I live in the United States of America and that we have a constitution that is for the people and by the people, and that's what we're governed by. I have the constitutional rights to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. In the First Amendment, it says that I have the right to free speech. I have the right to bear arms also. The reason I have the freedom to be a unique entrepreneur and have a business online selling health products and selling my books and selling the classes for attraction marketing is because I have the freedom of speech. And I have that because the government has given that to me. We just recently got a new president, and we're under a constitution. I did write to the state representatives here in Idaho to make sure that we do uphold the Constitution and that we vote correctly, that we're not under a dictatorship with all of these the different addresses and things that have been passed. I forget the electoral, I forget the name of it, but executive orders, is that the name? Just scribbling away, not even sure what in the world is being signed. So I'm against that. I'm also against the HR 1, and I'm not a political person. I don't hold a seat in any of these offices. I am a citizen of the United States, and I am concerned about the way things are going in the politics. But I wanted to address that because America is, in the world, and the world is actually the kingdom of the devil. Adam, when he gave over the rights to the devil, he made it into the devil's kingdom back in the book of Genesis. In fact, when the devil wanted to usurp the throne of God in heaven, God cast him out and said, no, you're not going to take over heaven. And the devil and a third of the angels, his host, went with him onto the earth, and then he gained the power over the earth by Adam being in allegiance with him and giving it to him. So my whole life, I'm almost 60, I have been in the devil's kingdom. I have lived with freedom and liberty, and have been a Christian because of what God has allowed and the rights that I have under the Constitution here in America that other people in other nations don't have. So in one aspect, this is nothing new, that the devil is trying to take over more territory within his kingdom. It's a bully in the playground, and somebody has to stand up. So this is me standing up saying I don't agree, but everybody does have a battle. It's always been good and evil, good versus evil. Even in the movies in Hollywood, every dynamic plot has a plot of good versus evil, right versus wrong. In my marriages, I did not believe that the two different marriages I had were founded in God, and I didn't believe that the husband that I was aligned with was having God's best interest in heart, and therefore my best interest at heart, and so I got a divorce. I divorced both of my husbands. I was married to the first one for 6 years. I have 2 children by him, and I was married to the second one for 11 months, and I have a son by him. And I just, who are you going to align with? Not only in your marriages and in your family, with your siblings, in your job. Who are you working for? Who are you aligned with? What are you thinking in your thoughts? Because the battlefield is in your mind, one thought at a time, every day. What are you thinking? Are you thinking a godly thought, or are you thinking a thought that's promoting the devil? I have a $20 bill in my pocket here, and I have it here because I wanted to show you that on the back it still says, "In God we trust." So I'm using money that has God's, the trust of God on it. And I work for a job where I get an hourly wage for the money, for the skills. I work as a nurse. They say we'll pay you this much hourly wage if you do these particular performances and skills within the job, taking care of the patients that we have. And that's an agreement, and I have aligned myself with that company. I'm doing my selling of vitamins because I believe it's a wholesome, good company, and I'm selling the attraction marketing classes because I believe that it really does promote liberty and finances to people who take the classes and promote themselves. And I'm doing the vitamins because it's promoting health. So there's your life and your liberty and your pursuit of happiness right there in the things that I'm aligning myself with in my businesses, my personal endeavors. I don't know if you're free. I don't know if you have the right to be a unique entrepreneur and to sew and sell products and change your life and do what you want to do. I don't know if you're in a marriage where your husband is acting like a dictator and taking over everything and telling you what you can and can't do. I don't know if you're in a job that treats you like a slave and where you're just working and working and working and you have absolutely no free time to pursue anything on the side, a business on the side. I don't know if your siblings are bullying you and taking advantage of you and squelching your abilities and your unique personality and capabilities. I see it all the time, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with any bullying in any aspect of life, whether it's children in elementary school playing on the playground, bullying somebody, or cyberbullying a person on the internet, or human trafficking, or any kind of aspect where there's a person that's deciding that they're going to control you and they're going to make you do what they decide they're going to have you do. I don't agree with any of that, and I'm all for life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms, the right to protect yourself and your possessions and your land. And I know that this is the devil's kingdom, but God gave us the United States of America to live out our lives and affiliate ourselves with people who want to live with godly principles and morals. And we live amongst people who are affiliated with the devil. There's people that have gangs. There's people that have, drug addictions, and people have various affiliations in their lives and various traps and ensnarements that they've done to themselves. And they have that right, but I'm praying for the government to still be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I'm still praying for the Constitution to be upheld, and for the American people to stand up and say, yes, I want what my family members fought for in all of these wars. I have an uncle that fought in a war. I have 2 nephews that have been in the military. Our whole history in America is bloodshed. Not only for us to be free, but for other countries that we have aligned with and we have been allies with to make them free. It's just the way to be, as a full human being, living and breathing and expressing yourself to your fullest. You have to have that liberty. You have to have that freedom in order to move and do what God's telling you to do and act the way that God's asking you to act according to His holy Bible. I'm going to do that. I serve God, the one true God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. I have made His Son, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I have the Holy Spirit within me. I operate the 9 manifestations of Holy Spirit. And I'm not an evangelist or a pastor or a teacher or an apostle or a prophet. I don't carry any of those offices. I don't carry a government office. I am a United States citizen with the freedoms to express myself right now. And I'm thinking of you, and I just wanted to tell you that that's where I stand. That's who I am. And I'm going to continue to serve and worship God and do what He asks me to do. I'm going to just continue to move forward on the things that He asks me to do, and He knows what I'm capable of, and He knows what He can ask me to do, and He's my Father, and He loves me, and the battlefield is initially in your mind and overcoming fears, and then it's in your household, and then it's like with who you're living with, and then it's in your company, who you're aligned with to do business with, and whether or not you're allowing the tenants to live in your house, that, you know, who are you aligned with and who are you allowing to do business with you. And it just keeps moving from there. Which grocery store do you go to? You know, what are you affiliating yourself with? Who are you aligning yourself with? Just take one step at a time and make sure that you are setting yourself free from alignments with a enemy. Even if it's your spouse or your siblings or your boss, you know, even if it's you taking your own liberties and freedoms away from yourself because you're addicted to drugs or alcohol or you know, whatever it is, the love of money. So I'm thinking of you, and I just wanted to say hi, and I just wanted to make a stance, and this is where I'm at, and I'm a unique entrepreneur, and I have a Facebook fan page, and I have a couple of websites for my products, and if you want to interact with me, that's great. I'm not looking for a man to be my friend. I have a lot of men that are thinking that they should just ask me to be their friend, and they've not had one single conversation with me, and there's no basis of a friendship there. And when I do look at the profiles on the Facebook fan pages or their Facebook profiles, a lot of them don't even have a photograph. So I'm not looking for a friendship with a man. There's a Facebook dating site that's available for people who are seeking love and romantic relationships, but just I'm not in that. So for the people who have asked me to be your friend, I have denied it. I have not confirmed it. I'm not interested, and I am not actually doing business on my personal profile on my Facebook page. I'm on the fan page, and I accept comments and I accept messages, but I'm not accepting a friend unless it's somebody that I have had conversations with and I believe I can align myself with them and their goals in their businesses. So I hope you have a great day. And I'm thinking about you. There's a lot of things I'm focused on right now and I'm concerned about, and I am thinking about you and your rights and whether or not you have the freedom to be a unique entrepreneur. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.